All right, welcome back to another episode of Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach and Nick Westbrooks. And this show is brought to you by the DJ the Money Coach team and the Seven Spheres of Money system. And before we head on to tonight's beach, before we board our flight, hit that like button, share with at least 5 people. And if you're not subscribed to DJ the Money Coach right here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified when these programs become available and become live. So thank you for joining us. Welcome back. Welcome back to you all. Welcome back to us, to DJ the Money Coach, back in the States, back back home. So we have a lot to catch up on. The DJ's back from Zanzibar, back from Heart and Soul. So a lot of great things going on. A lot of great things for us to talk about and catch up on. So DJ, how you feeling tonight on this Friday?
Nick, as I always say, any day above ground with your health is an exceptional day. Today is no exception to that rule. So I feel spectacular, my friend. And hopefully everybody out there feels spectacular too. And they are moving towards neutral, meaning they're not high, they're not low, they don't take anything personal, basically having a calm, cool, collective disposition and knowing how to get to the next thing that you ought to be doing in your life. So we're excited, man. Like you said, just came back from Zanzibar again, having spent almost 4.5 weeks back there again. That was an exceptional trip. I tell you, exceptional. Then came back, whirlwind tour, hopped off, went over to Heart and Soul, our third time participating in Heart and Soul. That went extremely well. You're talking about a concert for all concerts, man. I think we'll go to our partner's IG page and show you all the great performers with that, man. They just get better every year, man. So we're excited about that. And then most importantly, tonight, Family Finance Friday, celebrating, October, which just 2 days ago, was it 2 days ago? 1 day ago? Yeah, 2 days ago would have been my father's 77th birthday, which without him, I would not have been here. So I'm excited about continuing his legacy, as well as excited about the other major players and key players in our lives that had birthday celebrations in October. October is a time of, bringing consensus and being a conduit to high-level business development. And what do I mean by that? Having the ability to bring one major player in connection with another major player. And the reality is they both don't even know that they need each other, and being the conduit in between, just like electricity. When you plug in, a plug into the wall, that conduit spreads out that electricity and lights up the house, lights up the car, powers all types of things. And today's show, you have to find out what is your rating into being a real business conduit or a rainmaker. So these are high-level skills that are very hard to develop, but anyone can do them if they focus and put them together. What do I mean by that? Well, real simply, ladies and gentlemen, having worked our butts off to put Zanzibar project on the map, bring it to fruition. Now we have to have the ability to fill up the units, fill up the resort, fill up the townhouses, fill up the new building of new resorts. And what that requires are major key partners, players who have done what we're doing at the highest level, and having the ability to sit, major players in a room and understanding that this other player has something that this player needs, and not knowing how to connect with them, you be the, intermediary and connect those two people together. And that's what we do extremely well. And we're, proud to say that, man, we've made some very strong partnerships over the past 30, 60 days which are coming to fruition. And these partnerships took a long time to develop and to nurture in order for us to get the right connection. So one thing you'll learn in business, nothing really happens immediately overnight. And the bigger the opportunity, usually the harder the work, the longer you have to stay persistent, the longer you have to persevere. And then when that opportunity presents itself, you got to knock it out the park, baby. And that's what we had the opportunity to do. So we had one shot at the title. When we talk about the 4x4, we have to emphasize how important the 4x4 is. So the first one is the four dirty little words. Number one, discipline. You have to have discipline in life. You either discipline yourself or somebody else will discipline you. And what you'll find out, the most successful people on the planet, they are disciplined people you will ever meet in any industry, in any curriculum, and on any platform. They are masters of discipline. Number two, accountability. Accountability, first and foremost. You have to be accountable to your God, your Lord and Savior. Then you have to be accountable to yourself. And if you're accountable to your God, your Lord and Savior, and you're accountable to yourself, it's very easy to be accountable to a system, to a business partner, to a collaboration, because your level of excellence goes beyond you. It goes to a higher power. Thus, your accountability falls in place. Once you have the ability to be accountable, now what system are you plugging into that works, what has true fruit on its branches and its leaves? So we happen to plug into the 7 spheres of money system, which we created back in 2002. Thus, we have been doing this system for 23 years, which is actually in the 24th year, because the first year you do it, that's usually counted as 0, but after it's complete, that's 1 year under your belt. So we actually have 24 years in doing this. And then number 4, you go to work with prejudice. And that means nothing stops you from doing the work. And you have to go into the work without emotions and without making it personal, but the work has to be done. Somebody's doing the work. If you're not doing the work, your competition is outworking you. Once you bring these into your tangibles, physical things that you can do, then you must possess the 4 P's. Professionalism. You have to persistently pursue your plan, legally, ethically, and morally sound. Number 3, this is probably the hardest one, especially for these Gen Zs, millennials, or whatever they call themselves nowadays. Perseverance. They tend to don't like any adversary, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not adversary. I take that back. What's the word that starts with an A? Nick, having a senior moment here. They don't like adversity. That's what I'm looking for. They don't like adversity. Everything's spoon-fed and given to them, in a mush like you feed a baby. Well, guess what? You're not going to be successful if somebody's always spoon-feeding you everything. So you have to have the ability to have perseverance, or what I call intestinal fortitude, because anything worth its salt is going to require toughness, moxie, the ability to overcome, to become. Be ready so you can stay ready. And then when the light shines the brightest, or the sliver of opportunity presents itself only once, you have to have the ability to perform at the highest level at all times. Those are the 4 P's. When you intersect interdependently the 4 dirty little words with the 4 P's, you will create unlimited equity and ownership and peace of mind. And most importantly, you will have supreme confidence. And it will manifest itself to everybody that comes into your sphere. And it's positive, strong confidence that they will be attracted to, like a moth to a flame. They'll be attracted to you in a positive way. And then when you have the opportunity to talk to real big players, like we had opportunity to only talk to once, you'll know what the right thing to do all the time. And you'll land the plane. So what do I mean by that? Let's say whoever's the biggest person in your industry that you always aspire to, be in front of. And I'll give an example. And then this will resonate with the women. So take, for instance, Angel Reese. She's received a lot of negative, feedback from people who think that sometimes some things she does, when she said something, case in point, go back maybe a year and a half ago, when she wanted to play the victim, said, "Don't sexualize me." But what has she just done? She just became the first professional female athlete to walk across the catwalk for Victoria's Secret. Now, why is that important? Because she always had that as a goal to do that. She set herself in motion, overcame obstacles, persistence, and perseverance. And you know what? I have to say, even though I've never been a big fan of hers, but I can appreciate, I can respect the fact that she stuck to a goal and she brought it across the finish line. And it wasn't easy. Only difference is maybe she would be a little bit more true and be authentic to what her aspirations are, because I honestly believe that was her truest aspiration, to do that instead of playing basketball. But without basketball, she doesn't get to that, to become, what they call, first she was calling herself the Bayou Barbie. Then she called herself the Shy Light Barbie, the Shy Barbie. Now she's the Runway Barbie. But the reality is she had to persistently pursue her plan, elevate herself, stay focused on her goal, use the right tool, the right vehicle, which was the WNBA, coming off an NCAA championship to get to her quest. And she had one shot at it. And I must say, she did a great job walking across the runway and the catwalk in her Victoria's Secret outfit. So if she can do it, imagine what you can do. And you better believe she had a team behind her in the process of doing what she did. So that's one thing that I'll say, hey, man, I'll take my hat off to her in that regard of what she accomplished. And maybe now she'll just be truthful about what her true motives and what she's trying to do in this world is, be a model and do some other things and go into acting and stuff like that. And the basketball thing just got her on that platform. Just that simple, So for us, think about it. She said last year she was sitting in the audience and she always wanted to walk across that stage. So you better believe when she got that one opportunity to talk to the powers that be to run the Victoria's Secret, show, she had to knock it out the park, because believe it be, she's not the only sharp looking female athlete with her height that they could have chose to walk across that runway. And now the magnitude of the impact, her brand value is going upward, not downward, which makes us more of an, person that people are going to see basketball. Believe it or not, no matter how good or how not great she is at playing basketball, people are going to be attracted to following her, which is going to sell tickets for the WNBA and for the other league, three, whatever it's called. So that's one of the things you have to do, and to be in those rooms. So for us, it manifests in a different way, but it's the same principles. We happen to have the opportunity to come in contact with, a very huge multinational conglomerate corporation that happened to be, in Dar es Salaam, and happened to met at an event that was a one-time opportunity. And we knocked it out the park, so much so that we invited them to our resort and we put them up and we knocked it out of park. Our staff knocked it out of park. Our transportation people knocked it out of park. Our amazing chef knocked it out of park. Our, head of concierge knocked it out of park. Everybody knocked it out of park. And we had that opportunity to get the shot one time and one time only. And everybody performed at the highest level that this partner that does billion-dollar deals, literally, Nick, they said, hey, we've been to Zanzibar several times and we done stayed in the best of the best. But you know what? Your unique resort that not only has the only Blue Lagoon white sand beach, it's the best concierge client relation experience we ever had on the island. And then having the ability to show them the vision of what we're trying to do. Well, not what we're trying to do, what we are doing about the whole ecosystem we building. They say, hey, man, we can get behind you and help you do that as well. And matter of fact, we can bring some capital to the table. Now, here's the amazing thing about this. Flew into Dar es Salaam on a Friday, went to an event I was invited to, the largest Oktoberfest event at the Grand Hyatt. And this event was packed. And there, meet the person that invited us, met the general manager, and we had things in common, talked about sports, talked about Chicago. And next you know, meet a gentleman that's got a stein in his hand, a very customized stein, which, you know, I'm a love connoisseur of high-end beers. We started chit-chatting, found out we had some things in common. We chopping it up. I've got the Tolero with me. I said, hey, man, we run a nice, you know, tequila business. Let me give you some of this. So we exchanging information. We having a couple of, you know, shots of Tolero. Next thing, these guys start telling us about all the stuff that they're doing is on the highest level. They're like the Halliburton of Tanzania and the BlackRock. So imagine how many people, ladies and gentlemen, are pursuing them for opportunities. Tens of thousands that want to get in the room with their CEO and say, hey, could it be possible we could put a project in front of you or work with you or get some of your contracts? Guess what? Didn't know them from the hole in the wall on Friday. That Friday, guess what? The next Friday, they're staying at our resort, all paid by us. Wouldn't let them spend not one penny. And the funny part was, ladies and gentlemen, first, my staff were like, wow, man, we're going to let them come here stay for free. We're going to take that kind of risk. I said, oh, you're absolutely right. These people are the top 1%ers, and we want to show them that we can entertain them and show them the best of the best. And even if it doesn't work, hey, man, we swung the bat. But you know what? We swung the bat and we hit it out of the park. To the tune that the CEO said, hey, man, best experience I ever had on this island. And the fact that you're bringing two continents together and you actually have the ability of stay in power. When most people come over here, they get discouraged and they quit. You're still moving forward. You're showing progress. We're introducing to the other partners that we have. And man, next thing you know, we're about to do some major business with them. All of this happened because back in December last year, you know what I did? I started making cold calls, cold DMs to people on Instagram and other platforms and just said, hey, I'm going to stick the landway and I'm going to find some major players. And it took what, man? That's like 11 months. I think October is the 10th month of the year, if I'm not mistaken. 11 months. So my question to you, how many months would you go? How many calls, how many emails, but most importantly, how many thousands and 10,000 of rejections can you take to find one diamond? And then not only find the diamond, but know how to polish the diamond and now how to present it to the person who wants to buy the diamond. That's a huge skill set, a huge mindset of knowing that the victory is already yours. So we did that. And now, come this Sunday, those big time players are going to be talking to our people about how excited they are to work with us. The best, in my humble but expert opinion, fitness instructor on the planet is going to be working with us as well. Coach Britt, man, she's amazing. 3-time repeat champion of only of his kind for the Hot Works franchises, represents all the franchises. Took us 9 months to get her to Zanzibar, and it was worth everything that we did to legally, ethically, morally, and get her there. She did not want to leave Zanzibar. She signs a deal with us, Nick, doing her event first week of February, and showing other high-end professionals that we got other great professionals. Then we have amazing, capital venture company that's looking to come on board with us. Man, a lot of great things are happening. But as Dave Thomas said, the funny thing is, the harder I work, the luckier I become. And doing it with a neutral mindset, meaning I don't take things personal. I don't get upset, well, occasionally I do, but also have an ability to communicate with our investors. Shout out to Joy. And here's another lesson. When you do make a mistake, which you will, own up to it. Own up to the mistake, show some humility, and also have a solution to make it right. So when you have the capacity to do that, great things will happen to you. And there's no way it'll be luck. And you'll start attracting to you what you are. So it won't be a coincidence when you take quantum leaps, because you were making right decisions and doing the right work when nobody was watching. And when the market slowed down, you kept driving towards the goal with the right principles, with the right team, with the right mindset, and a proper philosophy. So are you a person that can close the deal? So many people miss the boat because they just lean on their talent, and they don't have the toughness to get through the hard patches in order to get up to the top of the mountain. What people don't realize, Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world, right? So generally what happens when people go to Mount Everest, they may start out with a pack of 30, 40 people. All 30, 40 of those people don't make it to the top of Mount Everest, because as you go up, it gets harder. So typically, if 30 or 40 people start out, you may only have like 5, maybe 10 make it. The paths get narrower. The weather gets unbearable. The conditions are harsh. But if you have planned properly and you get to the apex of Mount Everest, the view is breathtaking, and you have accomplished something that only 1% of people in the world have accomplished. But you also have taken the dangers and risk to go on that pathway. So what I'm finding lately, and now the way the economy is, a lot of people getting laid off, a lot of people losing their businesses, and a lot of people quitting when times are getting even tougher. And if they just pressed on one more extra day and they really knew what they had their hands on to and they went on the right path, success is theirs if they keep pressing forward. Partner up with the right people. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, as a conduit, sometimes when you meet a pretender, they're just a doorway to a real winner. And you have to have discernment in that area. So a lot of times, if you're looking for relationships, initially people are hyped up saying they're going to do this, that, and the other, and they don't. Look for the blessing of where God wants you to be and who he truly wants you to line up with. A lot of times, if you're not the first choice of a place to do business with, but you're the second, being the second place is better than being no place, because you eventually become number one. And this is just through experience that you come to learn this. And what we're doing now is we're actually breaking the mold in the reference to establishing ourselves in a industry that is saturated, but a location that is still new, but a lot of wannabes are coming into the market, really know what they're doing, and they're muddying the waters, and then they're, falling to the wayside, and we just keep staying steady because we have a goal. We have a plan. We've surrounded ourselves with a great team. As our new partners have talked about, man, super impressed with our team. Super impressed with our commitment to, client relationship management. Super impressed with the hard work and the humility that we showed. So where are you on your pathway? Are you taking care of the little things that add up to big things? Are you putting the right people on your team? Like we have a philosophy here where we only look to add one great person to our team a year. One great person. If I can add one great Nick Westbrooks every year, guess what? One great Nick Westbrooks is worth 10 people to us because he's a multiplier. He's a exponential component to the puzzle instead of just trying to add a whole bunch of folks. Here what's most important is quality over quantity. Because when you have high quality, you will yield quantity of great results. So we're excited about that, Nick, big time. A lot of things happening, a lot of work that we've been doing that people couldn't see, the forest for the trees. Man, we're starting to not only see the trees, but we're starting to see a peak of sunlight coming up over the top of these trees. And in addition to that, we're starting to see a real true rainbow from God that's giving us, grace and providing us with some serendipitous blessings because we have plugged in to the 4x4. We're not looking back. We don't take any prisoners, and we keep pressing forward. And the greatest thing that your team gets out of this, ladies and gentlemen, when you're right about the vision and you can tell them what to expect, good, bad, and different, that reinforces assuredness and confidence in your team into the vision. But here's the thing you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. As you start getting closer to the goal line, don't let up off the gas pedal. See, one of the things is in track, you'll get that person, get ready to come up to the ticker tape, and a great track runner is taught by a great coach is to lean in to the tape. Don't stand straight up, lean in, because if it's going to be a photo flash finish, that person lean in with the chest is going to pass through the tape faster than that person standing straight up. So as you start seeing that, man, all this hard work is finally starting to pay off, all that aggravation, all that disappointment, all that frustration. But now I can see it. I can almost grab it. And you think this is the time to relax? No, you got to press forward, press harder, and move in tougher until you get through the tape and cross that finish line. And a lot of people have a tendency to, sigh and be like, oh, I see it. No. Keep going through. Don't party. Don't celebrate until the job is done. So if somebody promised you they're going to do a deal, man, let me tell you, until the ink dries on the paper and the money in the account, you have no business. What you also have to have the capacity to do is keep following up and following through as a professional, and don't think that you're bothering them, because if the shoe was on the other foot and you were the whale they were trying to catch, they would keep following up with you and follow through with you professionally, where you wouldn't be an annoyance, but you understand that this is their job. And people have a high regard and high respect for somebody who's professional, have the ability to follow up and follow through, especially when they know you're going through stuff, because their success did not come without any challenges. No, disappointments, no frustration, they can relate to you. And they can tell you. One of the things that the new partner said to us when we were in Zanzibar, he said, hey, you want to know how you know you're successful in Africa, yet alone Zanzibar? We said, no, how do you know? He said, hey, here's the thing. People are going to quit. People going to, take a little bit. When they quitting and taking a little bit and you're still profitable, that's how you know you got a successful business. He said, when your team is always excited and always the first to get up and the last one to stay, that's when you know you're going to have a successful business. So we just started checking off those boxes. That made Financially Free D feel better. That made Tajir feel better, because I would always tell them anytime they have a challenge, Nick, hey, this is just par for the course. And sometimes they get tired of hearing that. But when somebody else tells you, hey, and they got a business that 100x bigger than ours, and they say, yeah, this is what it takes to be successful, now you understand where I'm coming from. It's a great thing, ladies and gentlemen. And again, communication is very important. Having transparency with your clients, and also know when to fire the wrong clients. Very important. It's like Jack Welch used to say, who used to be the CEO of General Electric and took them to the highest peak before he mentored Emirates. And he took them to a higher peak. But he said, hey, you have to have the ability when you first take over an operation to get 80% of the people off the bus that don't belong on the bus, to get to the 20% to get the job done, and direct those 80% into another field that they're most qualified to be more successful. It's not easy to do that, but that's what you have to have the ability to do. So what you're seeing now with the economy the way it is, and people who are afraid that AI is going to take their job, or, people are finding that because inflation, taxation, and bad government, that doesn't really affect you personally if you actually have a goal, a dream, and a plan, and you know how to work through, because that's only going to be temporary. As long as you have your health, wealth, peace of mind, and freedom of always obtainable, as long as you have your health. And in the day and age of AI does not replace relationships. AI is not going to have the capacity to facilitate a relationship with a multinational company that everybody's knocking on their door for opportunity. The only way to have that happen is through relationships, skill sets, similarities, experience that you can relate and talk to them about what's important to them. AI can't do that. AI is never going to replace me. Never going to replace. But you have to have the ability to understand that AI is just a tool. So as long as there's leaders on the planet that are building real tangible things, AI is not going to replace those people. You know what AI is going to replace? It's going to replace the lazy people, the millennial, the menial jobs. And yeah, it's going to replace some high-tech surgical jobs and stuff like that, but it's not going to be able to replace the relationship person. Those soft skills that your best of best CEOs have, that have servanthood, leadership skills, not leadership from, position only. The ability to find the platinum rule and apply it to serve people, to help them get what they want before you get what you want. Those are very important. So what we found out, having the ability to have stick-to-itiveness, perseverance, instead of getting one great opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, we found multiples, where we hooked up with a great guy named Chintu. He invites us to the Oktoberfest. At the Oktoberfest, just like a lot of events, there's corporations entertaining corporate clients, and people are sponsoring tables, which means, ladies and gentlemen, they're bringing their best clients to show them a great time, and they spend their money, they treat them. So at this event, there's a multitude of major corporate players that I wasn't aware of until I got there. And those people are already, fraternizing and having a good time and enjoying it. And then we get an interaction. We're in the same room, which means we're in the same club. We now interact, have connectedness. Man, I'm from Chicago. Oh, man, I've been to Chicago. We started talking about Chicago. Next thing we know, Nick, the general manager of the Hyatt, Alex, shout out to Alex. He's telling me how often him and his wife stop into Chicago at the Hyatt's downtown. They stay for a weekend, things of that nature, have a great time. I had met him on the trip before that in Zanzibar. He told me about his wife. His wife happened to be at the event. He brings his wife up to me. Oh, man, I want to introduce you to DJ. He's from Chicago. We started talking, have a good time. Next you know, they introduced me to another couple. Then end up meeting a young guy named Brett, who is a graduate of University of Chicago. Super sharp guy. We hit it off. Now they're like, oh, man, I'm showing them quick little video of the resort. Man, this is awesome. We can. Now the people from, the big partner, yeah, man, why don't we sit down with you and chop it up and see if there's something we can do? And Chintu says, hey, man, why don't we do this? Why don't we meet over at my restaurant and craft brewery and treat you guys to dinner? We come across, hop over there. We go do that. Have a great time. The other guys show up, kick back, have a great time, have a couple of drinks and some entrees. And they said, man, this meeting went so well. Man, we're going to come see you guys in Zanzibar. So immediately they said, hey, man, we're going to stay in Stone Town or somewhere else. I said, why would you stay anywhere but with us? Okay, man, we'll stay with you. How much it costs? Nothing. Wait a minute. You saying, DJ, you put people up? Absolutely. Put up the CEO, the general partner, and the chief engineer, and put them in our best rooms. How many of you are smart enough or wise enough to do that? Last minute, staff was all in a frenzy. Oh, man, yeah, man, give them my suite. Best view and everything. Get it cleaned up. I'll move out my stuff, get them in there, give them the best garden unit. They walks right into the Blue Lagoon. Man, shout out to Tara's. Man, they loved your unit. Then give them the best two bathroom unit on the third floor, which is the highest floor of our building. They all had 3 different experiences, cold beverages in their room. We bring in a personal chef. Man, throw a great party, breakfast, lunch, dinner, boom, knocked out. Yeah, may cost me. Let me correct myself. I invested a few $1,000s, and the return is going to be exponential. So how quickly I self-edit myself, because that word gives you a negative mindset. Invest, return on investment is a positive. So, ladies and gentlemen, I invested as the conduit a few $1,000s of my time, my money, my team, and we put on a flawless presentation, customer service at the highest level, albeit we're not the largest resort in Zanzibar. We're not the highest rated 6-star, $20,000 a night, whatever. But we knocked out the park, and we got the seal of approval from a guy who stayed everywhere at the best of the best and said, you know what? You guys are better than I ever experienced here. So I'm going to do business with you. I'm going to open up the door and introduce you to our friends. Guess what? His friends, 8, 9-figure guys. Invite us out to the yacht club. Invite us out to his personal ranch, which he's showing us videos and tens of acres of land. And said, you can't come here to Kenya or this area without us taking care of you. Oh, you stand over there at that spot over here in Dar es Salaam? Man, we got the ambassador suite. Next time you come, just let us know. We'll put you up on us. They come over to us. They immediately shooting video, send it over to their partners. Next, you know, we get an email and a call. Hey, I want to rent out a couple of your units. That's how it works, guys. That's how it works. Then we take our American partners to be, and we tell them about the guys in Tanzania. Oh man, we want to get in that business because guess what? These players, they're in the mining business, the crane business, those huge industrial cranes that build the largest skyscrapers in the world. This company actually happened to be the largest company in that industry. We're talking, ladies and gentlemen, where a crane costs $5, $6, $7 million. That's right. If you're going to build a skyscraper, you're going to have to use a huge industrial crane. It don't cost a couple of $100,000. Just break it down to get it across the peninsula to an island costs tens of thousands of dollars to do. That's who we have been fortunate enough to build a relationship, and they are proud and happy to do business with us. So now we have an ability, conduit, as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen. This is about being the connector. Now, hey, knowing a lot about my partners and what their hotspots are and what their needs are, that most people, you know, there's a saying, Nick, what do you give a person that's got everything? What do you give the king that's got everything? The king and the queen always got something that they need. Let me give you an example. And you guys and girls are probably saying, man, DJ's all over the place. But if you're sticking to the story, I'm not all over the place. I'm just telling you this is how I get done. It ain't always in business, you know, A, B, C, D. It's not a direct line. So, PBD, Bet David, he talks about when he was first starting his business, which obviously he's got a massive platform now. He didn't always have a massive platform. If you went back to 2007, he didn't hardly have any business. But he learned something. He was trying to go after one of the top tier financial insurance companies, people or something like that. This person probably worth tens of millions of dollars, right? So he happened to get fortunate to get invited to one of the guys, you know, parties that on the peripheral. So he gets inside the guy's circle and he says, hey, he stays and everybody clears out. And he just asked the guy, he said, hey, man, what can I do for you? This is what PBD said to the guy. And this guy, probably like Ray Dalio, billionaire. I think this guy was a billionaire, matter of fact. And the guy said, hey, man, the only thing I could think of that you can do for me with is go visit my son in the penitentiary. Did you hear me? This guy, hundreds, millionaire, billionaire. Hey, so you always think, hey, man, what can you give the person that got everything? There's things that they don't need monetarily. People can give, but what wouldn't do? He said, hey, would you do me a favor and go visit my son in the penitentiary? My son got in trouble. He's not willing to listen to me, and he thinks the world is against him. But I think you might be able to relate to my son. Would you just go talk to him and see if you can build a relationship with him? PBD said this guy didn't know who PBD was. PBD was still struggling in business, not making any money. He said, you know what? I can do that. PBD got the information from him, showed up to that penitentiary either a couple of days or a week later, start connecting with the guy, going back and forth, connecting with him, tells the guy, hey, connecting with him, writing letters back and forth, asked the billionaire for nothing. Maybe about 3 months go by. The billionaire is starting to get some positive feedback from his son. He calls PBD up. He said, hey, man, I've asked that to a few people that I really knew, weren't willing to do it. Didn't know who you were. Didn't have any idea what made you think that you were going to connect with me. But the fact that you went and did it, you never asked me for anything. He said, I firmly believe you didn't want anything for me. He said, guess what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to give you the list of my top 100 clients, and I'm going to personally tell them to do business with you. You know what happened, ladies and gentlemen? That yielded PBD $200 million worth of business over a 3 to 4 year period of time. Because these top 100 people, Nick, were people that PBD was trying to get in touch with anyway. He did not know that this guy knew all of them personally. And when that guy called him, like E.F. Hutton, they immediately not only took his call, but they said, what business are you in? And how much can we write with you? Do you hear what I'm saying? He did a task for the guy that nobody else would do. The guy didn't think that he would even pursue it because his kid was in a maximum penitentiary like Alcatraz or something like that. And he sincerely went and befriended this guy, asked him for nothing but said, hey, I'll take on that task for you. The guy didn't have any idea what business PBD was in until his son started getting back to him. He said, hey, what can I do for you? What business you in? Oh, you in that business? Here's the top 100 people I know that been doing business with me for years, decades. Personally call each and every one of them, tell them to take your call and to work with you. Now, he had no idea that was going to happen. But you know what he did do? He constantly stuck to his plan, found the wells, found out what they real itch that not just anybody could scratch for him, because it's not always money. It's not always power. It ended up being a personal thing. Somebody get back and relate to his son because they were the same age. PBD at the time is in his late 20s, early 30s. The guy's son in the same age group. Relatable. PBD told him a little bit about his story about how he was a knucklehead in high school. Knucklehead went to the military, party and all that. So the guy thought that PBD could relate and get to his son. Saved his son. What does that have us? Well, the people that we are conduits to now, we are able to share our stories with them. Talking about industries, oil field. My cleaning business used to clean an oil refinery. So I could talk about, this is what struck the chord with the new big players that are like the Halliburton and BlackRock. We were talking about OSHA. They were talking about how dangerous it is to have people up on these cranes and how a dude got stuck up on a crane because he wasn't paying attention for like 72 hours and how they never had a major accident, anybody ever died on their job, but it happens all the time because they're going to do a very dangerous work. I said, oh man, that's like OSHA in the United States. He was like, what do you know about OSHA? I said, oh, I ran an industrial company for over 10 years, and OSHA, we had to report to them every day in these 24 hours, 7 days a week, oil refinery plants. You can't make that up, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm able to legitimately speak his language. Then he was like, well, hey, man, what is it you really trying to do here in Zanzibar? Then I said, hey, man, we're looking to do A, B, C, and D. Right in line, man. Right in line. So now that serendipity started to play in our advantage. And now it's like, oh, you coming over to visit us? We're sitting down. They're pitching us. They pull out a deck showing us projects for 1.5 billion, 3.5 billion. Oh yeah, we set up this for Nelson Mandela. We did this for Bill Clinton. We work with the government of Russia. I had to stop them, Nick. I said, hey, maybe I'm in the wrong meeting because this is the first time. This is above my pay grade. I said, know what? It's not, because we started out as a little guy just like you are. And the one thing we see in common, you got a strong vision. You got a great young professional team. And you have humility and integrity that we're attracted to. And Zanzibar is growing because the guy, George, he said he'd been coming to Zanzibar since 1998. And he sees the massive growth. And he immediately said, man, Zanzibar is going to be better than Mauritius and Seychelles in 10 years. And you're showing me your ecosystem that you putting together, DJ. We want to get behind that. So now I'm in that information, conduit, hop on Zoom, talk to the players here who I remember, said, man, we want to be in Africa. We want to get into mining, the oil, the infrastructure pipeline business. Now, they never had any idea that I could be a conduit to their dreams because we're asking them for capital to fund our dreams, which got nothing to do with that. But you know what I always do? I take notes. And then when I realize that these guys over here actually are deep in that business and the top dogs, you know what I did? I say, hey, is it okay if I talk to my partners in America and introduce you guys? Absolutely. So guess what I do, folks? I get on the phone, I connect this power voltage to this power voltage, and I'm the plug in between that they can only plug into. How amazing is that? But you know what? Back in December last year, nobody would have believed that. The people have fallen off. It's like, oh, why are you bothering us? Same thing with Coach Britt. So over the summer, ladies and gentlemen, from March to October, we had several influencers come visit our resort. And, you know, they want all the free stuff. We're going to do these sexy videos and we're going to bring all these great people, right? So we do that with a few people. They make some videos and everything. Then, unfortunately, there's always a bad apple in every bunch. We get this one person, and it turns out she's a freeloader. She comes with an extra person, doesn't tell us. We embrace her. She wants all this other stuff. Then when she can't get the stuff, she started to say, oh, I'm going to spin a bad story about you guys. Oh, okay. You're going to do that. We'll take care of that. Don't worry about it. Now, here's the story. Here's a person, I don't know, got a 200,000 followers, blah, 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 promising all this, all these trips and everything. So we handle her in a professional way, put her in her place professionally. But here comes Coach Britt. Coach Britt platform, smaller than her platform. This person over here, a couple of 300,000-400,000 followers. Coach Britt, only about 30,000, 40,000 followers. Quality over quantity, Nick. So Coach Britt finally, through obstacles and everything, makes it over. Man, Coach Britt, master's education, fitness, expert in fitness, 25 years, former college basketball player, former college volleyball player, winner of medals and this, that, head of Hot Works in terms of, spokesperson. She gets over, started finding out, didn't know all this stuff about her, all this great stuff. Oh, yeah, Papa can do all this. Man, not asking for anything. Next thing you know, here it is, Coach Britt, her platform way smaller than this influencer, but her reach, over 800 franchises, that these people pay her to come to open up their new franchise so she can bring them in and get memberships. She's excited about us. She's connected with other organizations based off of her accomplishments that she earned, not getting on YouTube and IG and making up some stuff. Oh, I'm going to become an influencer and travel around the world, make everybody pay for it and have people happy to come. No, she's actually doing the do. Just like us, 25 years in business. Our people, like that, our new partners are impressed with her because she's the real deal. Conduit. So guess what we do? We show her background, her professional videos, her fitness training. She trained us on the beach, went and did some boxing videos. She just knocking it out. Just one of these multi-dimensional athletes, but she's got all the credentials, certifications, and license to go with it. That sound familiar? Don't we always say on our team, we don't have anybody on our team that's not a licensed professional, have not been doing their craft for at least 5-10 years, checking all the boxes. She's grateful, excited, not asking us for anything. The other person, oh, I got to have this, got to have that. Oh, I'm going to do, oh, okay, great. Yep, next. Now we got Coach Britt, the Halliburton BlackRock of Tanzania, a huge venture capital company here on the East Coast, right off of Wall Street. Oh, yeah, another great lesson in perseverance. We finally caught up with our guy, the president for East Africa for the NBA. Perseverance, baby. Perseverance. Only reason why I'm not telling you guys his name, that, hey, man, we want to keep this off the radar, but here's the reality. Keep moving forward. Contact. Here's how here's where experience and expertise trumps excitement and youth. We find out that all this new stuff is happening in Zanzibar, and we've been there first because they wrote an article on the person, mentioned the person's name in their national newspaper, right? Immediately, what do? I start going to find how to get in touch with that person. Don't know them from a hole in the wall, don't have no connections, but I'm focused, baby. I think it's almost 2 years to the day when that article came out. This is 2025. The article came out in 2023. The article on us came out in 2022, right, Nick? I hop on Instagram, go to the person's Instagram, send the messages. Hey, man, blah, blah, blah. Of course, he's not responding to because, again, this is a big player. And everybody's trying to connect them. You know, like an Instagram, model. Everybody's trying to DM her to get with her. Yeah, I don't know him. I don't care. He's saying he's Zanzibar. So I go further down the rabbit hole. I do my research. Okay, man, you know what? Oh, man, okay. He's connected over here. I see him at this event with his son and his family. I veer off and I go off the broken path, off the regular pathway, and I go in round, connect to the spouse. The spouse got a much smaller platform, responds to me. I edify authentically. Hey, here's what I'm looking to do. Blah, 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 right? Oh, man, you know what? Da, 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 da. Hey, I'll put in a word for you. Man, I'm like, what's the likelihood that's going to happen? Don't think nothing about it. 3-4 months later, get a response. Hey, I talked to him. Told him about you. Gave him your number. Okay, cool. Look out for him. Immediately, thank her. I think I sent her some type of, thank you gift or whatever. Probably a bottle of Tolero or something like that, because that's what professional high-class people do. A couple of months later, hits me up on a DM. Hey, man, what's going on? Real short, brief, blah, 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 blah. Interact 1 or 2 times, have like a 2-3 minute conversation. Really not, he's still not feeling me. I'm like, all right, no problem. Year goes by. I'm still persistent, right? The 4 P's, baby. Perseverant. He ain't going nowhere. I'm there before him. Did you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? I'm in Zanzibar before he is in Zanzibar. We already doing work in Zanzibar before he got there. He's 100 times bigger than me, but I'm there before him, and I got a big plan. So, long story short, again, right about January, February, he hits me up. Hey, man, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, I'll talk to you and get back to you. Guess what? In June, I go to an event, met some high-powered guys, talked to them what I was doing. They said, oh, man, we know somebody who knows somebody in Zanzibar. Oh, okay. We get on the horn, ladies and gentlemen. This is the venture capitalist group. Hey, man, do you know this guy here? The guy that I'm chasing, they know. Guess what? The guy I'm chasing, he's chasing them. Why is he chasing them, ladies and gentlemen? Because he's too trying to get some big paper. So they say, hey, tell our buddy we said hi when you talk to him. All right. That I know I ain't going to speak to him probably ever again, but we had communications. All right, no problem. So check it out, ladies and gentlemen, conduit. So we get to the table with the venture capitalist people. They tell us what the projects were that they were looking to invest with him, but they really weren't ready at the time or whatever. Now our project makes sense because they heard about Zanzibar again. Another credible source. Another person got a plan. Another person got a team. Hey, you know what? You caught us at the right time. We want to get over there and invest. Now, this conversation happens in mid-June. No, it happens in July because I met the key person in June. This happens in July. We have a detailed conversation. They say, hey, yeah, man, we think we're going to do something with you. It happens on a Friday. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That Sunday, guess who calls me? The guy I'm chasing that's chasing them. Hey, what's going on, DJ? Man, let's get together, blah, blah, blah. Talking to me like we best friends. Hey, I'm neutral. I'm going to talk to him back just like we best friends too. Hey, man, I'm going to be in Zanzibar in August, September. Let's get together. Cool, no problem. Hey, by the way, the guys you're chasing told me to tell you hello. And I used the name. So-and-so said to tell you personally, hello, looking forward to talking to you again. What does that do for me? Instant validation and credibility, right? So get off the horn with them. Say, yeah, man, give me your schedule when you're going to be in Zanzibar. He lets me know. Boom. Get over there. He doesn't get there when we get there, but he calls me. He said, hey, man, so Mr. So-and-so, they getting on board with you? They're going to put some capital in your project. Yes, they are. Hey, man, I need to meet you for real now. No problem. Perseverance, ladies and gentlemen. Conduit. I go sit down with the guy. He immediately apologizes to me. Say, hey, man, a lot of people coming my way trying to get with me. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, I got to keep my head down, keep my project, keep focused. And I respect the fact that you weren't kept trying to bother me. But hey, man, yeah, we sat down with them. Man, we were trying to raise some capital. You're getting them raised capital. Yep, sure am. No problem. Put you guys back in the room together. Here's what we're doing. Let's keep this under the radar. No problem. Man, lays out his plan similar to what we're doing. Hey, guess what? You in this ancillary business. Yes, I am. Transportation, concierge. Hey, if you pass the, vetting process, why not give this business to another? Boom. Got the credentials. Got the corporation. Now we're talking the same language. Yes. And know what? Let me do this for you. Let me have a conversation over here. Say some good things about you. Matter of fact, I got somebody else I can introduce you to right here. The Halliburton, the BlackRock of Tanzania. Guess what? They can probably make some things easier for you as well. You see how that works, guys? Conduit. And the conduit is the littlest piece to channel the electricity. The electricity is the bigger, more powerful piece, but it can't get to the light without the plug. We're the plug, baby. Everybody's got to plug into the what? The source. We're the conduit. You see how that wraps together? Didn't happen overnight. We've been in Zanzibar since December 21. Started, breaking ground February 2022. Brought our first group of investors June of 2022. Purchased land in October and September of 2023. I mean, more land in addition to what we already finished. when everything was happening, everybody was just throwing money. Now that the money is very scarce, we're still there. And you know what? We're still building. We're still having success right now. Thanks to Financially Free D, we're super host on the biggest platform that people can rent out units. Thanks to Tajir, we got deals into place that are, manifesting. And now a lot of people are like, wow, man, remember when you came over here with just you, and you said you were going to build this, and you still moving forward. And the other people have fell to the wayside. Bring heart and soul, connect them up. We do a piece. Let me tell you about that. I've been talking for a long time. So let's take a break, because the real message and the real success in building real business is staying power and being the right conduit to the right powerful sources. You're watching Family Finance Friday with Nick Westbrooks and yours truly, DJ the Money Coach. And we're going to come back and wrap this thing up and tell you how all this magic is going to propel you to hit your goals, your dreams in 2026. If you can just follow the plan and plug into the 4x4 with the very little words and the 4 P's, you put those all together, you'll have equity and ownership. But most importantly, that will yield you the priceless peace and freedom that you deserve, because we all deserve it. So let's take this break from us, about us, with you, and we'll be right back.
It's Coach Britt here, coming at you here from beautiful Paje, Zanzibar. So we've got some exciting news coming for you guys. I want you to join me out here for some amazing fitness and wellness retreats. This is going to be an experience of a lifetime. You're going to have the opportunity to come out here, experience the beauty of this area. And I'm going to introduce you right now to the man who's behind it all right here. This is DJ the Money Coach. He is the owner of Pom Pom Suites.
So thank you, Brittany. Won't you guys come join us for 7 days, 6 nights as we partner with the amazing Coach Rodriguez in paradise. I'll see you on the beaches of the World Club right here in Zanzibar.
Find out everything. We're going to give you a master training, 3-hour course, 2 consultations. We're going to teach you how to build credit up to $100,000 interest-free for 18 months. Pay off your home in 7 to 10 years. And most importantly, pay $8,333 a month. Passive income. It's a $997 course. You get it all today for $97. Hit that link and beat me to the master training.
All right, we're back.
Yes, indeed. We're back. So we're going to tell you about the heart and soul, man, because this is amazing. And shout out, man, PA. Man, what an amazing guy. What are you going to find out, guys and gals, in life? Those who have done things right, they plug into the number one source, which is God, the Heavenly Father. They have groundedness and humility. And they are the biggest servants on the planet. They don't ask for anything. They are just givers because they've been given so much. And what you'll find out, hopefully sooner than later, the sooner you become giver without any agenda, the more God's going to bless you. And let me tell you this. I've always, for about 3.5 decades, was a taker. You know why? Because I grew up with nothing. And it seemed like everything was against us. So we had to go out and take. Not doing anything illegal, unethical, and immoral, but just, natural taking, finding a position, finding the calculated way to get what I need to get before somebody get it, before I got it. Because scarcity. If you know what the government cheese is and powdered milk, raise your hand. Been there, done that. That's right. One point in time, we had the government cheese. We had the powdered milk. We were on food stamps, which now is the EBT card or whatever it's called. But we were only on it very short period of time because everybody in my family worked and there was no joy being on that. But what I mean by that, having experienced that, if you got a meal and there was only one meal that everybody had to share, you had to get there first to feed yourself. So you naturally became a person who was going out to take. But it's very hard to be a giver when you don't really understand what God's mission is on the planet for you. And one thing is, it's not how you start the game, it's how you finish the game. You know, one of the challenges today, just with youth, young people who don't know God and haven't been taught the right way, they're in a rush to get older. And older people are trying to stay as young as they possibly can because they don't want to expire, right? But sometimes people, through the right upbringing, the right blessing, they get it right. And they become natural givers with not any agendas. That's Coach Brittany. That's Free D. That's Ty. That's Nick. That's Kadera. That's G Money. That's Dom. That's Keith. That's Isaiah. That's Melvin. That's Lisa. That's Avion. That's Kathy. That's Cynthia. That's Tara. That's Joy. That's Eric. You know, all these amazing people. And if I miss a name, that's my mother, my sister. These people just naturally are givers, right? So they're totally grounded. They have a supreme but humility, confidence about themselves because they know their plate is overfull and they know they've been overblessed. So this gentleman, PA, is just like that. I was fortunate enough to meet him 3 years ago in the summer of 2022. And going through, trying to do some extra stuff, helping some other big organizations out. Met him through Wendy. Shout out to Wendy. And said, hey, I got a friend. He's got this radio station. You're getting on the radio again. You know, he's in town. I want to introduce you. Met him. He helps out with some stuff. He said, oh, man, you know what? I heard you in Zanzibar. We actually, doing the safari deal in Tanzania. We should connect up. All right. He asked, he said, hey, man, can you do me a favor? I've got a cousin, wants to meet whoever we were doing at Rice University. He said, yeah. I said, man, yeah. I said, I'll give him a ticket, take care of him. Think nothing of it. He comes up to the radio, said, hey, man, can I come in and meet these guys? I always wanted to meet together. Yeah, man, no problem. Introduce him to the people. And next thing you know, he's like, hey, man, why don't you come out to the Heart and Soul? We got this little concert in Orlando. We're going to have these cool old school artists, Lakeside and all these great groups. I was like, oh, okay, cool, man. What's it going to cost? Man, nothing. Matter of fact, you can promote Zanzibar. Wow. Okay. I'm thinking a little small event, get there, man. It's like 10, 12,000 people there. Allows us to go up on the stage, show a video. We get tons of leads. We get people to invest in our enterprise. He's endorsing it. Man, okay. We move forward. He comes and visits us in Zanzibar. Our project is still not completely done, but comes in, shoot a little video, tells people about it, makes some connects. Next year come around. Hey, man, you coming to Heart and Soul again? Oh, man, yeah, man. Okay, man, and I got to pay. No, man, come on back. Get on stage, entertain some people, get some extra tickets. The event's bigger and better. Get on this platform. Again, we have success. PA comes to Zanzibar, we put them up. Nope, your money's no good with us, just like our money was no good with you. Relationship growing. He comes and visit again. Comes down. This time I'm in Zanzibar. I'm there with him. He brings his crew. again, we take care of him like he take care of us. Hey, man, this is going to be bigger and better. We start shooting video. Again, have some other people. He said, hey, I need some people. Put them up. Boom, no big deal. We shoot video, get the video out. Man, this year, man, he got Carl Thomas, Shantae Moore, SOS Band, Moore's Day and the Time. It is jam-packed. 14,000 people rocking. We have a VIP guest who paid to go to Zanzibar, couldn't make it because had some challenges last minute. I said, hey, PA, can I buy some tickets? This person just had a birthday. Want to celebrate them because they're a big time supporter of our program. No, man, you can't buy no tickets. Give me their names and everything. We're going to put them up VIP. He not only puts us up VIP, he puts us backstage VIP. Before that, we would be in, they got levels to VIP. You know, you put us in the basic VIP, give a little snack. This time, we got our own private tent with his inner circle backstage. Primo seats, man. And the concert was off the chisel. So I think, Nick, you can go to his IG page. And I have to confess, I'm very rarely a fan. I appreciate great music and great, but I always, back in the day, Shantae Moore, she was one of those ones that, hey, just like any other brother, hey, I was liking some Shantae Moore back in the 90s, bro. So to have the ability, I'm backstage, and he's like, oh yeah, hey Shantae, you gotta take a picture with DJ the Money Coach. He owns a resort and da 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 da. And I'm like, oh. So I get a chance to take pictures with Shantae Moore, man. But the moral to the story, PA is such a great giver. He gives away scholarships, takes kids to visit universities, primary HBCUs. He had kids who've been in his program 6 years ago that graduated, getting their masters, running the program. This guy is a giver. So I'm sitting there, ladies and gentlemen, in the super VIP, and I'm looking at all the fruit on this guy's tree and how such a beautiful event versus what we see on this bullcrap medium. And I'm saying, why don't they talk about 12, 15,000 brothers and sisters having a good time, mature adults, no cursing, no fighting, all kumbaya together? Because if they saw that, guess what? A lot of these knuckleheads out here wouldn't be doing what they're doing, and they wouldn't be controlled by the people. But to be able to see this and see them doing grounds root foundational, fundraising. The kids had their t-shirts on. They're going through those. They're promoting from stage. Hey, buy a $5 ticket. I mean, the giveaway was only $125 first prize. But the tickets are $5, $10 to help pay for these kids to go visit universities and get scholarships. Not only that, PA gives away 10 African trips every year to high school students who are juniors and seniors, paid for by the community. I'm saying to myself, I got to step up my game. Then, on top of that, he's in the same class I am. He brings his whole high school class of his buddies, about 10 of them, and brings them in front of the audience and have them celebrate them. Talk about, imagine the feeling that they had standing in front of the audience, 10, 15 deep, 1,000, saying, man, congratulations, the class of 85. And we want to take our hats off to you, to having been friends and supporting PA, but most importantly, to commend and celebrate you for just being here. And the audience just went wild, like they were the superstars for the night. So imagine the feeling they had. And then again, I get to go up on stage. He told me, hey, man, usually 2-3 minutes. Man, he give me like 5-6 minutes. I'm like, oh, man, I ain't trying to take all that minutes. Man, tell him, bop, speak, run the video, speak after the video. Come backstage, man. Drew Hill. Oh, yeah, Drew Hill. Cisco. They doing all the songs live. Taking pictures. Man, you talking about a great time, man. So hopefully you found his IG page. And, man, let me tell you something. Morris Day. This brother 6 years old. This brother don't look a day over 40. And he's partying like nobody's business. And he got the it factor just like back in the 90s because there wasn't a woman in the audience that wasn't ready to throw some panties up on the stage. And you know the brothers was like cool too because he got classics. He got Gigolos Get Lonely Too. He got the number 777-9311. Everybody knows the songs. And then he gave amazing tribute to Prince, showing their relationship through the decades. Man, talk about a class act. Shout out to PA, Heart and Soul, Orlando. That was their 5th year doing it. And if you want to go to amazing, like I said, SOS Band, Drew Hill, Shantae Moore, Carl Thomas, Time, and a local artist, which he brings up to open up. Man, spectacular. And the food, oh, muy bueno, baby. So, Nick, if you found his IG page, he's shown some videos up on his IG. Man, let's pull up and show them how great this is and having the ability. Now, mind you, we're kind of competitors in a sense because he has a business called Tanzania for Less. And the core of his business is taking people on safari trips. But before he met me, he would have people stay in Zanzibar at some other little individual hotels. So this man is on me to promote Escape to Zanzibar, not charging me a dime. And if those people not asking me for a penny. Who does that? Think about it. Talk about somebody knows he's got his cup overfilled and giving without no agenda. What makes it so easy for us to do the same thing. So, man, it was an amazing time. And all it takes for us as a community is to do the same thing. There's room at the top, ladies and gentlemen, for everybody. And to do it the right way. But you know what? The adversary has convinced you that it's not. Ain't that the truth? But a small group of people know it is, and they keep giving. And what you have to be responsible to do is to have the faith in your God and do the same thing. Because if you do, you're going to be blessed, pressed down, overfold 100x. It's just not it's not possible for you to not be blessed. Yeah, he's got it up. If you pull up, I just pulled up his IG, and he's got multiple things. Did you find it, Nick?
I'm trying to see the
you
name.
Look under his IG. Yeah, Paul Allen Billings is his IG.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. I just need the name.
Let me send this over to you. Then you can. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I found it. I got it.
Yep. So if you can go to that one that he's showing, Heart and Soul, it's amazing.
Okay. Go back over here. All right.
He's got one that's showing like a montage of all the singers and stuff that just came out like a couple of days ago.
Okay, I got it.
Hey, go back. That was me. Did you see me? Go back a couple of seconds. Go back a couple of seconds.
Let's see, Phil. Let me see if it'll let me rewind it.
I'll just let it. Frames.
Okay, I'll just let it play over because I can't rewind it.
Okay, let's go.
Oh yeah, there it is, right there. Yep. Yeah, the arm is in the way, but I can see you. Yep, that's the there. Yep, there.
Yeah, that's me right there.
Right there. Right there where my mouse is. Yep. Yep. Let's see. Let's go to this one.
Oh, yeah, I'm feeling good. I want everybody to feel good. I want to dance. I want everybody to dance. I want to sing. I want everybody to sing. Hey.
That one was the flyer. Let's see. Let's see this one.
It's that universal, how we connect, that deep understanding, how we reflect, and we ain't scared of the change as long as the love stays the same. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I want everybody to feel good. I want to dance, I want everybody to dance. I want to sing, I want everybody to sing. Hey, heart and soul. Heart and soul.
Yep.
I'm a grown man. It's a grown man over here, baby. Listen, I'm a grown man. There's a...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great time, man. Great time, and it's just sent you over a picture that he sent me.
Okay.
But I mean, it don't get no better than this, ladies and gentlemen. You know, having the ability to be around great people who only really want to share real love, real community together, and if we understand that, we all going to contribute to the pot. As you know, you millennials and whatever you call younger than millennials, what do you bring to the table? Instead of taking, how about bring something with no agenda, and then see how much better your life is. That's the beauty. And then maybe you two one day, you get some serendipity blessings that you don't deserve, but man, you surely appreciate them and you pass them on to other folks. That's what it's all about. So the message today on Family Finance Friday is, are you a conduit? And if you're not, do you know how to become a conduit? It's simple, but it's not easy. And you have to be doing it for the right reasons. And then, hey, one day that person that you admired, and appreciated their craft, their work or whatever, you will get the blessing to take a picture or just hello and talk. Actually had a nice little conversation as well. Very down to earth person, very great hearted person. Talked to her, and when she changed out her outfit into her regular stuff that you wouldn't even notice, chopping it up, had a great time. And even the professional photographer who was doing everything, shout out to Montez, who's actually from the D as well. Just meeting people connecting that is going to, spread, just joy to the world, man. So you don't have to pat yourself on the back when you're doing the right stuff. Let other people do it. Let other people celebrate you. But put your head down, work hard, apply the 4 dirty little words to your life, combine those with the 4 P's, and you will finally receive what you really deserve that God wants us all to have. Equity and ownership, peace of mind, and freedom. And none of those are free, but they are the ultimate destination in this world. Trust me. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. So since you hadn't seen us, we're on hiatus because your boy been traveling a lot, putting that work in. We're like the duck on top of the water. You don't realize them bad boys moving 1,000 miles an hour. We're taking on all storms and everything, but we coming out when the rain is over. You say, hey, can you stand the rain? Because the sunshine comes after the rain. And that's what we've had the privilege and the blessing to be part of, a great community, great people. And we're going to continue to give back as much as we can without any agendas. And we want to thank everybody that's been on board with us from day one, when we first took on this amazing legacy task. Want to thank those who have rode with us through these, inclement weather, because you're always going to have some. And we want to thank those who stayed with us and also provided with grace to actually bring the joy. And that's what we're about to take quantum leaps. And our pole is in the ground, and we want to have you bring your pole and put your pole in the ground too, on top of your Mount Everest, because you deserve to have one, but you're not going to get it chasing this social media crap. All of that stuff, most of it is a fugazi. It's not real. Okay. And the sooner you're able to understand that and know what life is really about, you will find the peace, the joy, and the love, and always do the work with joy in your heart. And God will bless you, because he's not giving out freedom to everybody, but he wants everybody to have freedom. He wants everybody to have peace, and he wants everybody to have total autonomy in their lives. But you have to understand that his number one purpose for you is to glorify him. I hate to be the bearer of bad truth, but that is the real truth. Once you get that squared up, everything else is going to fall in place for you. So, man, we're excited. As always, we went a little bit overboard, but if you want to get in touch with us, you want to get down with us, you want help in the basics of finance, the basis in business building, the basis of connecting to great groups that can bless you. Our contact information has not changed. It's the same information. Start to crawl, walk, run. And we have another exciting partner called Hero Homes, based out of NYU. Got amazing community resort in the DR. They have an event coming up that we want to invite you to. It's going to be in November, and then another big event in December. Man, count your blessings to be connected to somebody who's a servant leader. Count those blessings and be grateful and be gracious. And you too will have the pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, but most importantly, peace of mind. And we want you to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club, which in essence is freedom. Freedom and great health is priceless. So you'll notice, hey man, no need to be yelling at people or anything like that. Occasionally we might have to wake some people up, but the reality is those who want it, they'll get it. You can give everything to a loser and he or she's still going to lose. You can take everything away from a winner and he or she will still win. So, my man Nick, you're watching Family Finance Friday, what we affectionately now call F Cube. I'm DJ the Money Coach. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And if you haven't plugged in to our new show, shout out to my man Jax. We're on hiatus as well, but we're coming back Wednesday. You can catch us. Our show is amazing. So check us out. We're going to bring the facts. We're going to bring the stats with DJ and Jax every Wednesday. The next upcoming superstar on our team, at the mere age of 12 years of age. Got to pour into a new vessel. And shout out to my amazing son, BD, my amazing son, the Crusher, and to Crunch, and to Courageous. Dad loves you for infinity times infinity. And everybody else, we love you too. And tell our people who don't, hey man, thanks for support. We love the fuel. We'll see you next time.
I wanna take you to Zanzibar. Hey, Zanzibar. Have you been to Zanzibar? Hey, Zanzibar. I wanna take you to Zanzibar. Hey, Zanzibar. Hey, Zanzibar. Hey, Zanzibar.
Find out everything. We're going to give you a master training, 3-hour course, 2 consultations. We're going to teach you how to build credit up to $100,000 interest-free for 18 months. Pay off your home in 7 to 10 years. And most importantly, create $8,333 a month. Passive income. It's a $997 course. You get it all today for $97. Hit that link.